Hello students, today in this video I am going to explain you about polyneuropathy. So polyneuropathy is a disease which is caused due to damage in the multiple peripheral nerves, which is commonly also known as peripheral neuropathy. So here multiple peripheral nerves got damaged, due to which this polyneuropathy is occur. So polyneuropathy affects several nerves in different parts of the body at the same time, whereas in mononeuropathy, just one nerve is affected. So, mono means once. So, here in mononeuropathy, here only one nerve is affected, and in polyneuropathy, here several nerves means multiple nerves are affected at the same time. Now, this peripheral nerves, this supplies our these are present outside our brain and spinal cord, and this supplies to our upper limb and lower limb, these nerves. Now, polyneuropathy, this can also affects nerves which are responsible for sensory function, which cause as sensory neuropathy, and movements which causes known as motor neuropathy, or both, which is also known as sensory motor neuropathy. So other than this, these may also affect the autonomic nerves, and autonomic nerves, these are responsible for controlling functions such as digestion, heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, bladder. So all these are controlled by our autonomic nervous system. So if there is any damage in the autonomic nerves, so these functions may also got impaired. Now, next is types of polyneuropathy. So there are basically three main patterns of polyneuropathy. First is chronic symmetrical peripheral neuropathy. Second is multiple mononeuropathy, and third is acute symmetrical peripheral neuropathy. So under this acute symmetrical peripheral neuropathy, Guillain-Barré syndrome is included, which is also known as GB syndrome. Now, next is causes and risk factors of polyneuropathy. So, our first cause is diabetes. So, in diabetic patient, what happened? The diabetic patient, they experience numbness or tingling sensation in their limbs, mostly in the lower limbs as well as in the upper limb also. So why this occur? So due to increase in the blood glucose level, this damage the nerves at the peripheral region. So due to this, this neuropathy may occur in diabetic patient. Then second cause is alcohol abuse, as alcohol can damage nerve tissues, and alcohol abuse is also associated with nutritional deficiencies that contribute to neuropathy. So this is the second cause. Third cause is autoimmune conditions. So here what happened? The immune system attacks the body. Our own immune system attacks the body, causing damage to the nerves and other areas. Okay, so conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis or Guillain-Barré syndromes, this include under autoimmune conditions. Then fourth one is our bacterial or viral infections. So certain infections can lead to neuropathy, including hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV virus. So this may lead to polyneuropathy. Then due to exposure to toxins, so toxins such as toxic neuropathy may be caused by exposure to industrial chemicals such as arsenic, lead, mercury, etc. So, and here drug or chemical abuse is also a risk factors. So a person who is exposed to all these chemicals, they are also having a chances of polyneuropathy. Then second next cause is hereditary disorders. So hereditary disorder conditions such as Charcot-Marie tooth disease These are also like forms of hereditary neuropathy. Then hypothyroidism is also a cause for polyneuropathy. So hypothyroidism means an underactive thyroid. This may also leads to polyneuropathy, although this is very uncommon, but still there may be some chances of having polyneuropathy. Then diseases such as liver disease or kidney disease, this may also leads to polyneuropathy. Then medications such as drugs which are used to treat HIV, AIDS, or chemotherapy, they can also cause neuropathy. Then other causes is poor nutrition. So deficiencies of vitamins B, vitamin B1, B6, B12, and vitamin E may lead to polyneuropathy, as these are vital for nerve health. So this may be a cause for polyneuropathy. Then last cause will be our physical trauma or injury. Any repetitive motion or accidents or other injuries, they can damage the peripheral nerves, which may leads to polyneuropathy. So these are some causes and risk factors of polyneuropathy. And there are also some causes of polyneuropathy are there, so but which they don't have any cause. Unknown causes are also there due to which polyneuropathy occur. So these are known as idiopathic neuropathy. Idiopathic neuropathy means where the causes is unknown. Now next we will move on to our symptoms. So under symptoms, as in peripheral neuropathy, as our peripheral nerves get affected or damaged, so what will be the symptoms? There will be shooting or burning or stabbing type pain in the limbs. The person may experience shooting type of pain, either burning type of pain or stabbing type of pain may experience by the patient in the limbs. Then obviously tingling sensation will be there, as nerve is involved, so tingling and numbness sensation is experienced by the patient. Then pin and needle pricking type sensation is also experienced by the patient. Then extreme sensitivity to touch, uh, then inability to sense temperature changes, then weakness of muscles, then foot and leg ulcers may also occur, then skin and nail infections may also occur, then lack of coordinations may also occur. So these are some symptoms occur in polyneuropathic patient. Then there are some other symptoms are there which are associated with autonomic nerve damage. Suppose if it affects the autonomic nerves, then the functions which are controlled by autonomic nervous systems, those functions may also got impaired. So what are the symptoms develop in this? So the person will having heat intolerance, then unusual sweating, then bladder problems or incontinence will be there, digestive problem will be there, dizziness, the person may feel dizziness, or blood pressure abnormalities are there. So these are some symptoms of polyneuropathy. Next is differential diagnosis. So under differential diagnosis, there are other diseases are also there, but these two I have mentioned, these two, that is our fibromyalgia and multiple sclerosis. So there are some similarities in between these two disease and polyneuropathy, so that's why they are come under differential diagnosis of polyneuropathy. Then next is our diagnosis. So diagnosis is basically based on the medical history of a patient. So medical history, why it is needed? To know that whether a person is diabetic, or whether a person is like hypothyroidism, or whether a person is having any like hereditary any conditions are there. So due to this, medical history is needed. Then physical examination is needed. Then neurological evaluation is also needed for the diagnosis. Then other than this, it also depends on the patient's symptoms. So according to the symptoms also diagnosis has been done. Then lifestyle of the patient, then family history is also needed. Then other than this, next is blood test. So blood test which is for diabetes, thyroid function, immune function, then any nutrient deficiencies, for this blood test is needed. Then MRI or CT scan is needed. Then electrodiagnosis test, under electrodiagnosis test, NCV, that is nerve conduction velocity, and EMG, electromyography, is needed to know about the conductivity of the nerves and activity of the nerves and muscles is needed. Then under next is complications. So complication first is our falls and injuries. So due to the muscle weakness there will be lack of balance, lack of coordination will be there. So due to this falls and injuries may it is common in polyneuropathic patient. So this is our first complication. Second complication is burn and skin damage. So as diabetes is a cause for polyneuropathy, and we know that in diabetic there is like the person is having altered sensation. So due to the impaired sensation, so some burns and skin damage are common in those patients. So this is this will be a complication for polyneuropathy. Then next is our infection. So due to, like as we already like discussed in the causes, like viral and bacterial causes are responsible, and also like as we know that the person is having like lack of sensation or impaired sensation. Due to this, like a minor cut or a minor like wound, it may result to a big infections or ulcers. So that's why this is also a complication for a neuropathic patient. Then lastly is our treatment. So in treatment first will come medication. So under medication, like medication for diabetes given, like oral diabetic drugs is given, or like if the person is needed insulin is given. Then medication for hypothyroidism, then any other associated problem is there, it is given, medication is given. Then for pain relief also medication is given. So this will come under medication. Then other than medication, physiotherapy treatment is there. So in physiotherapy treatment we can use like either electrotherapy. In electrotherapy we can use like modalities such as TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. TENS we can use. Then in exercise therapy we can use like exercises like for to improve the balance, to improve the coordination, then to strengthen the muscles. So all this we can use in treatment under physiotherapy treatment. So this is about polyneuropathy. So I have you have got some idea from this video. Thank you.